right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Friday is a weather impact alert day. Gusty winds increase our chances for stronger storms. Why the severe weather potential has our attention and what you need to do ahead of this system.
A disturbing discovery in a Metro East neighborhood.
Everybody said there's a mighty down there.
The deadly violence hitting close to home for a beloved high school coach. Our top story, regaining control.
This delivers a clear message to the people of Missouri that your safety is our #1 concern.
The vote just hours ago, putting a public safety shakeup in St. Louis one step closer to reality. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike Bush has the night off. Missouri Democrats join Republicans to approve Governor Mike Kehoe's top priority, a state takeover of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. But there's a lot more inside the bill passed earlier tonight in Jefferson City. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, was there and tracked down several leading lawmakers at the center of the debate.
You're going to see an immediate impact on the police force.
I don't think anything's going to change.
Within moments of the bill leaving the Senate, House Republicans said they have the support and the votes to send this to Governor Kehoe's desk as early as Tuesday or Wednesday this week.
Crime is at the forefront of everyone's mind.
In 2012, 64% of Missouri voters gave St. Louis local control. Now, South City Democrat Steve Butts said he'd bring back state control of the city police.
Oh, I'm voting yes, for sure. And I think we're going to have several Democrats voting yes as well.
I'm a no on this bill, and I have always been a no, and I remain a no.
What's the upside?
The upside is an immediate boost in police morale.
It is a government overreach.
Partially, the state is, through this Board of Police Commissioners, telling the city how to run this department.
This is a stab in the back, not just to the city of St. Louis, but to the mayor of the city of St. Louis.
I believe in local control. I think most people do, but this is a bill that needs to get passed.
Senate Democrats negotiated several changes.
If the state control part of it was removed from the bill, I'd vote for it.
What else is in the bill?
Illegal immigration provisions that are in there that will collect data on an individuals who were stopped, their immigration status, if they're legal or not legal.
That seems like it lays a legal pretext for an officer to say, you're resisting arrest, now I need to see your immigration status, now I'm going to refer you for deportation. Well, if you're resisting arrest, you're being stopped for some sort of criminal activity. So, and within that criminal activity, you're asking for ID. How would you vote on something like that?
Yeah, I would oppose that. You know, you don't want to have a situation where you're targeting folks or people who are just in the country legally.
Does that give you any pause at all?
It does. It does. Of everything on there, it did give me a little heartburn.
St. Louis Democrats now bracing for the inevitable.
They do have the votes, but you know, you can always hold out hope.
Reporting in Jefferson City, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
And just minutes after today's vote, St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones released a statement vowing to fight the takeover. She said, quote, "I cannot and will not sit down and allow this complete disregard for democracy to compromise the safety of our residents for political gain. This fight is far from over," end quote. Here's a live look over downtown St. Louis tonight. We are back in the 70s this week, but the spring warmth could fuel spring storms. And that's why Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is already calling for a weather impact alert day by the end of the week, Scott.
You know, yesterday it was becoming clear. Gary said last night, Friday, we got to put our antennas up and be on top of this. And it's for something that's here, out coming across the Aleutian Islands in Alaska right now. That's where the energy is. Kind of amazing when you think about it. That's over 3,000 miles away from St. Louis, and we're already able to ascertain that we have a big storm system coming for Friday into Friday night. A lot of wind like we had last week. The question is on those storms. They would be after 6 o'clock the way it looks now on Friday. So Friday is a weather impact alert day. The potential's there for some gusty winds outside of storms all day long into Friday night and Saturday morning. But severe thunderstorms are possible during the evening. This is why you have that plan. Know what you're going to do and thinking ahead of time, and why we're giving you this advance notice, because these probabilities are fairly high across all of our area for the potential that we will see some severe weather, at least close to St. Louis. Nothing to worry about overnight tonight. For really the next few days, it's very warm and very quiet. We're dropping back into the 40s to around 50 by early tomorrow morning. Kelly, we'll see in a few minutes. We'll time out those changes coming as we head towards the weekend.
All right, Scott. We are learning new details about a dead body found in an alley in East St. Louis last night. New tonight, 5 on your side's Andy Kroll joins us in the newsroom after speaking with neighbors who saw the young man lying on the ground. Annie.
Kelly, around 6:30 p.m. Sunday night, the Illinois State Police Division of Criminal Investigation was sent to the scene near Pilgrim Baptist Church. Neighbors tell me they were standing shoulder to shoulder with some of the victims' family, shocked by what they saw. On Sunday night, East St. Louis police were called to the 1700 block of Gay Avenue.
Everybody said there's a mighty down there. I want to know where. If it's a mighty, I want to know where, when, how.
Neighbors who've lived on this street for more than 50 years wanted to remain anonymous, but said they saw the young man's body covered under a tarp.
I walked on down in my another neighbor's yard, and we looked across the fence, and sure enough, there was a body laying in the alley up close to the fence.
The St. Clair County coroner identified the shooting victim as 19-year-old Byron Geddes Jr. from Fairview Heights. That's who this East St. Louis great-grandmother saw lying in the alley when she got home from church.
I crossed over to the parking, to the vacant lot across. I'm curious. I want to know what's going on. My kids say I'm a detective.
As police surrounded this vacant area, it didn't take long for posts to pop up on social media, including one from former O'Fallon High School football coach Byron Geddes Sr., confirming his son's death on his Facebook. The Metro East community now rallying around the Geddes family as neighbors still grapple with what happened.
But this is one of the nicest neighborhoods in East St. Louis. It really is. And it's something like that to happen out here. I'm not afraid or anything like that, but it just kind of makes you leery and wonder, what do we have out here, or who's moving around in the neighborhood at night when they should be asleep?
Geddes Sr. was also a former Kansas City Royals outfielder.
19 years old, look at the possibilities, and now it's all gone.
We've reached out directly to the Geddes family to hear how they're coping, but have yet to hear back. Illinois State Police say the investigation is ongoing and no further information is available at this time.
Tonight, a Wellston woman and her boyfriend are facing felony charges after police say they lied about how a toddler was shot. The child is expected to be okay. The shooting happened Thursday night. According to the North County Police Cooperative, a 41-year-old woman originally said her child was hit by gunfire during a drive-by shooting. Investigators say surveillance footage contradicted her story, and she eventually admitted the gun had been left on a couch. The toddler had accidentally shot himself in the leg.
I would challenge any gun owner, especially of children, right? When we're at home, it's always a good practice to go ahead and unload your firearms when you get home. And for safe storage, you know, if you have the appropriate safe or a gun cabinet or a respective lockbox to unload your firearms, safely store it, especially if you know you're going to have children over. It's very important that we do that.
Police say the child's mother and boyfriend tried to hide the firearm in the woods. Both are now in custody and facing multiple felony charges. The April 8th election is just 4 weeks away, and tonight the American Federation of Teachers announced its endorsement for the St. Louis Public School Board. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski tells us there are 12 candidates running for only 3 open board spots.
Kelly, after what's been a roller coaster of a school year, the St. Louis Teachers Union endorsed 3 candidates today who they believe will do what's best not only for the teachers, but their students as well.
The American Federation of Teachers Local 420 endorsed Brian Marston, Terry Powers, and current sitting board president Tony Cousins for 3 open seats on the St. Louis Public Schools Board of Education. AFT leaders say all 3 candidates had to go through a lengthy process with several community organizations to be selected.
These 3 candidates all are strong supporters of public education that have the best interest of our children and the staff that serves them at their core.
All 3 candidates say they want to build trust with the community and are focused on transparency. Candidate Brian Marston is an SLPS parent and also runs a construction training and GED program called North St. Louis Youth Build.
I see myself as a bridge builder. There are a lot of circles of people where I'm the only one in the middle. Like that sort of this group doesn't really get along with this group, but I get along with both of them. So I'm hoping to bring that same kind of energy to the board.
Candidate Terry Powers is a former teacher and a mom, but also advocates for the unhoused.
I'm concerned about the unhoused children in our system. Our kids need stability. They need safe environments in order to do their optimum in learning. And it's a struggle to provide that.
I asked incumbent board president Tony Cousins why voters should vote for her again, despite turmoil and concerns the board faced this year.
if you look at what we've done as a board, we've done our job. We've held those accountable that need to be held accountable.
She says she has unfinished business and feels she's the right person to navigate challenges like federal funding uncertainty.
If you have new board members not understanding how to navigate legislation, dealing with things of that nature, dealing with tax abatement, dealing with all of these factors, you are going to lose.
You can find the full list of candidates on KSDK.com. Again, the municipal election is April 8th.
1 week from tomorrow, Mayor Tashara Jones and her challenger, Alderwoman Kara Spencer, will square off right here in the 5 on Your Side studios for the St. Louis mayoral debate. It airs Tuesday, March 18th at 7 p.m. on Channel 5. You can also watch for free on the 5+ streaming app on your Apple, Roku, or Fire TV. Tonight, another area school district is warning about big cuts due to a budget shortfall. The Ferguson-Florissant School District is facing a $7.7 million deficit. School leaders blame declining enrollment, increased staffing costs, and less state funding due to low student attendance. A survey was sent to parents, staff, and taxpayers last night, asking if the district should close schools, adjust the schedule, or reduce bus routes. They have until Thursday to weigh in. Tonight, an animal shelter in the Metro East is asking for your help after high winds ripped off the nonprofit's roof and blew a hole in its budget. Gateway Pet Guardian says a 40-foot section of roof was blown off its 54,000 square foot facility in East St. Louis. Contractors then discovered some rotting in the wood support. It's an estimated $11,000 fix. Shelter officials are now asking for donations.
We have insurance, but unfortunately the deductible is incredibly high. We're getting a new roof is out of the question. Even going through insurance for repairs is out of question.
Some of the animals will have to be displaced during construction. Gateway Pet Guardians is waiving all adoption fees for all cats and adult dogs over 30 pounds beginning next Monday. A dead end for a new development in the Central West End.
It would have really been a great thing for the city.
The city's red tape, developers say, gave them the red light on a multi-million-dollar project. This bud is for the birds, the new look for our hometown brew and support of our hometown team.
There's about a 6-hour window of opportunity for strong to severe thunderstorms to develop later Friday. That's why we have our Weather Impact Alert Day. Why that timing may change a bit and the impacts this large system brings to the bi-state before there's even a rumble of thunder.
Development plans down the drain. Tonight, a St. Louis alderman is calling for the city to do more to speed up new development and eliminate red tape. New at 10, 5 on Your Side's Brent Solomon explains one company withdrew its proposal to build a new apartment complex in the Central West End.
Oh, it's been up and coming for a while now. It's walkable, it's dense, you got a lot of retail, a lot of apartments above retail.
It's why when the St. Louis Council of the Boy Scouts of America announced it's putting its headquarters here on Pine Boulevard up for sale, Alderman Michael Browning was excited to learn a local developer had big plans for the site. A brand new 7-story, 180-unit apartment building. But Browning says Keeley Properties, the same company that developed the Marlowe apartments here on Laclede, is now backing out of the deal.
The inability to get a guarantee of demolition without first incurring over $1 million in costs. I think we could definitely be faster in our processes, making sure that we're not taking, sometimes as much as 200 days to get through the whole process. Other cities have this where they've condensed it down to almost a week. And time is money in these situations.
The mayor's office tells me it hates to hear that the developer is backing out here, but points to a brand new citywide plan to make revitalization possible. It's the Strategic Land Use Plan. Major updates approved last month to lay out the best use of land all over the city. A plan that hadn't been updated in 2 decades. The city says zoning guidelines are also being overhauled, all to boost development.
But in the meantime, the city's going to continue to get zero taxes out of this building because it's owned by a nonprofit. And unfortunately, that
proposal that we had from Keeley would have been paying taxes on day one. If St. Louis wants to grow, and it needs to grow if we want to be able to afford city services for our residents, then we need to look at our processes to make sure that we're not getting in our own way.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
A city spokesperson questions the accuracy of the $1 million demolition cost and says he reached out to Keeley for clarification but hasn't heard back. We are also waiting to hear back from what that developer has to say. Busch Stadium is dark tonight, but it will be buzzing in just 17 days for Cardinals opening day. And tomorrow, Ballpark Village is hosting a job fair for hospitality jobs. It runs from 1 until 7 at Shark Bar. They're looking to fill a lot of positions, from servers, bartenders, cooks, cashiers, and security. Applicants need to bring 2 forms of government-issued ID and proof of a Hep A vaccination. Cardinals fans, this bud is for you. Anheuser-Busch is already selling limited edition cans of Budweiser for 17 teams, including its hometown Cardinals. It features a red bird on a bat on top of the iconic Budweiser logo with the words, "Brewed for the Lou." Another fan favorite, Cardinals outfielder Lars Nootbaar, will serve as a partner player and will make special fan appearances all season long. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is back with the weather impact forecast, and it felt like baseball season today.
Oh, it sure did. I'm hoping we have this kind of weather at least for the next 3 days when we start the season, start baseball season. Not what we have on Friday, though. Friday is a lot of wind all day long. And then as we head into Friday evening, that's when we have our weather impact alert for Friday evening. All types of severe weather still on the table right now. And we're giving you this advance notice so that you can kind of refine that plan. Last week was severe weather preparedness week. You know, we need to know what that severe weather plan is and what your safe place is. Know it now and be ready to take action if you have to. Let's hope you don't, but we're letting you know that possibility certainly exists for Friday. You can see it's pretty quiet for the next couple of days. Here's a system off Southern California. That's not Friday's system. That's one that slides by to our south late Wednesday night, very early Thursday morning. This is what we're looking at coming in across the Aleutian Islands right now, all the way out in Alaska, more than 3,200 miles away. It's energy that's going to work its way down the west coast, move ashore in southern portions of California as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, come through the Four Corners region, and then come out into the plains and over us as we work into Friday. That means severe weather threats go up going into Friday. This, like we saw last week, is a big scale system. A lot of wind. Outside of any thunderstorms, there will be gusty winds. Storms could actually bring some of that stronger wind aloft down to the ground. Limiting factor may be how much moisture is able to come up from the Gulf as we get into this system. So we look as we go into Friday. Through the day, it's just flat out windy. Clouds will be increasing. Our rain chances are really evening, and it's probably in any one spot an hour and a half to 2 hours when we deal with those thunderstorms. They're not going to produce huge amounts of rain because they will be fast moving. But because they're fast moving, they also have that potential to have some strong winds as well as produce hail and potentially even a few isolated tornadoes. We know all day long on Friday we have the strong gusty winds. The storm chances are really Friday evening after 6 o'clock, and our severe threats still to be determined. We know we have the shear. We know we have the lift. We have some instability. It's that moisture that seems to be limited at this point. Tonight, most of our outlying areas starting to slide back into the upper 40s to mid 50s. Other areas where there's a breeze are in the 60s right now. St. Louis, how about 66? Our high today was 76. Morning low was 40. We'll start warmer tomorrow. If the breeze stays up overnight, our temperatures will as well. Around 50 is what we're thinking. Tomorrow, we're back into the mid 70s. And we're in the 70s, close to 80 for Thursday into Friday. Your weather impact alert later there on Friday during the afternoon and evening hours. But Kelly, like we saw last week, 40+ mile per hour wind gusts, they'll happen Friday long before any thunderstorms even get going. And we'll probably have those strong gusty winds continuing on into parts of Saturday as well. And then we will get some cooler air and the wind will settle down by Saturday night into Sunday.
So meantime, enjoy these next few days.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Scott. Here's Frank with sports.
A legendary soccer coach was fired, an incredible night in high school basketball, and we're playing hit and run with a famous broadcaster. We'll be right back. It's the end of an era. Terry Mickler is the greatest high school soccer coach in the history of the United States. Today in a text, he told me he was, quote, sacked by CBC after over 5 decades of work. He will be replaced by assistant Randy Roy. The 77-year-old coached this past season in a wheelchair. His left leg was amputated a few years ago, but he was there every day trying to win games and teach life lessons. And boy, did he do some winning. Mickler's numbers are staggering, beginning with this, 52 seasons. During Terry's time, there were 1,053 wins, most in prep history, 33 district titles, 21 Final Fours, and 9 state championships. 14 times they were nationally ranked, and he spent 48 years teaching the boys at CBC. That is a really good man. Terry Mickler will be missed. From soccer to hoops, district championship night all over town, and we begin with a Palace on Ballas. De Smet hosting their arch rival Chaminade. The Chaminade contingent was fired up. The game went to overtime, and Jordan Boyd will put the Spartans up 3 with about 30 seconds to play. But Chaminade will tie it when their 6'8 postman, Jahidi White Jr., will drain a 3. He had 29. But in the second OT, Johnny Jordan had some big moments. Chaminade wins it 82-76 in double overtime. A packed house at Westminster Christian Academy with John Burroughs in town. Burroughs has the size. Sheik Pearson on the block at 6'10". Dale Ribble, one of the great coaches in the area because he creates things like this, willpower with the layup. Burroughs right back on the deadly shooting of Owen Walther. Not enough. Powers was unstoppable with 29. The Wildcats win the district 50-46. MICDS at Vashon. There are good teams, and then there's Vashon on an island. Check out number 5, Dario McCaskill. A little spin move and then a two-handed dunk in traffic. Are you kidding me? And later, it's Teron Garrett. Watch this. And Vashon coasted 75-33. Webster Groves at Vianney. Luke Walsh backdoor to Chase Duke. Now, check out the super sophomore for Webster, Scotty Atkinson, gliding to the glass. Man, is this guy a player. Later, Scotty will go through the entire defense, and Webster Groves has won a district, the final 76-70. Other scores, Zumwalt North a winner. Likewise for McClure North. Lafayette beats Marquette. Althoff advances, and SLU beats Seckman 54-45.
Taking flight. Card Spring Training, sponsored by Woods Basement Systems.
Cardinals and Mets today. Remember, when a pitcher gets shelled in spring training, he's, quote, just working on some things. Sonny Gray was just working on some things. He went 4, gave up 4, including a couple of homers. That one to Juan Soto. Mets win 8-0. So on Mondays, we play Hit and Run with celebrities. Rapid fire Q&A, no hedging allowed. Kevin Harlan of CBS and TNT truly is one of the great play-by-play broadcasters of all time. He did the MVC final on Sunday, and on Monday, he's playing Hit and Run.
Now a policeman, state troopers come on the field, and the cat runs into the end zone. That is a touchdown.
Best ever call, you can't hedge by you.
The Malcolm Butler Super Bowl interception of Russell Wilson for the Patriots at the goal line.
What broadcaster have you looked at and you thought, he's just better than I am?
Joe Buck, Jack Buck, Dan Schulman. I go right on down the list. I am in awe of the great people around me in this business. Jim Nance at CBS, Vern Lundquist, formerly at CBS. I mean, I could go on for hours. I feel very paranoid about where I fit in that group, and I really don't see myself doing it, but I strive to be to their level because they're so great.
Play-by-play broadcasters sometimes have the job security of a Supreme Court justice. They go into really late in their life. How much longer can you do this?
Buckle up for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant just sucked the gravity out of the target center.
I'd love to go until 70, which is another 7 years. If I could do that and put in 40-plus years in the NFL, 40-plus years in the NBA, that would be the goal. But listen, I have a whole second act I think I've got to go through, and that's with these grandkids. My children are 4 kids, and I've got many good years left with my wife. My parents have been married over 60 years. I'd love to hit that mark with her. We're at 38 right now.
Sum up your life in broadcasting.
Blessed beyond measure would probably be the way that I would headline my career. So lucky, so fortunate, and have enjoyed absolutely every second of every game I've ever broadcast.
He's awesome, and he could make like cooking the toast sound exciting. He's
I know
never
that
dull.
voice of his too.
Oh, I love it. He's the greatest.
What a great career. Yep. All right, we'll be right back. We are exactly 1 week away from St. Patrick's Day and the 41st annual Ancient Order of Hibernians Parade in Dogtown. The parade will march down Tam Avenue on Monday, March 17th at 11 a.m. And if you can't make it to the party, no worries. You can watch it live for free on the 5+ streaming app on your Apple, Roku, or Fire TV. Krispy Kreme is saying, top of the morning, 4 Irish-inspired donuts went on sale today. The donut chain is also giving away Pot of Gold passes where lucky winners will receive a dozen donuts every month for a year. From March 15th through the 17th, anyone who shows up to Krispy Kreme wearing green will get a free original glazed donut. Thanks so much for joining us for 5 on Your Side at 10. We are always streaming on 5+, and be sure to watch Today in St. Louis. That starts at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.